The woman who went viral for calling a black child the N-word on a playground, she's now speaking out. So here's a reminder, in case you missed it, of the original incident that happened.
You call him the child? Call the child? It is my own business. You call him? Okay, why don't you have the boss to say it right now again? Say.
You'll go digging through people's shit.
Somebody digging through.
A little just dig, you dumbass.
That little kid, you call him the little child?
What if he acts like one? He's gonna.
Are you about to hit him? You chase him here?
He took my son's stuff.
So that gives you the right to call the child 5-year-old the N-word.
If that's what he's gonna act.
That's
like.
what you're gonna call him.
That's what he's gonna act like.
You know, that's a hate speech.
Wow. You know, there's no denying that she was wrong in that, and she just kept doubling and tripling and quadrupling down. Kids do bad things sometimes because children don't really have any emotional control over themselves. They're just raw emotion. So they may hit you, they may yell at you, they may take stuff. That's where parenting comes in. Doesn't give you the right to call a child out of their name over and over again. Obviously, that's the case. As we covered previously after the video went viral though, Hendricks will crowdfund in order to quote unquote protect her family, and racists from all over the internet raised over $750,000 in donations from her. And now really think about that. You know, part of the logic behind why Trump won the election is because Americans ain't got no money. But we got enough money to do this. You know what I'm saying? We got enough money to break Black Friday records and raise almost $1 million for a woman who doesn't particularly need it, you know, but that it is what it is. So this week though, we got something else. She decided to post this response video to people's backlash. Let's check it out.
Hi everyone, I'm Shiloh Hendricks. I wanted to take a little time to talk to you all about what's been going on with my fundraiser and kind of the aftermath of the park situation. There are a lot of people who think that this has all been a scam, that I haven't been getting my money and that it's not going to me. I have gotten every dime of my money. When I first found out that the park video was going viral, it was terrifying. I went on X and I saw Anglo-Saxon Girl had posted my video. I messaged her and I was like, hey, that's me. Just kind of needing somebody like-minded to talk to. I did not realize I was going to have so much support and have all of you people rally around me and have my back in this situation. And it was very overwhelming.
So we go on to this next video. She claimed that she received all of the money from the fundraiser, which we just watched. But you know, look, here's my thing about this, right? One of the things that Dr. Richey always points out on this show is how culture is the most powerful thing. Culture beats policy because culture basically is human behavior. It's how we respond and react and socialize with each other at the end of the day. It's how we find camaraderie. It's how we stick together. And don't you think there are better things to support in this country with your money, such as, you know, pushing for rights so that education is better and more affordable? We have a public education crisis in this country, clearly, as we can see, such that people are giving this woman $1 million for calling a child the N-word multiple times because they stole her son's dinosaurs or dolls or whatever it was, right? So, you know, we should be focused on healthcare, health insurance. That's an issue that impacts everybody. Don't you think that's more important? Don't you think that infrastructure is more important? St. Louis just got destroyed by a tornado. Don't you think that it's more important that we're prepared for things like that? No. It's the culture wars. That's the biggest deal to these people. And really a big part of that is our culture of individualism, in my opinion. It's who cares about my neighbor? I want what I want. And oftentimes, to me, that pushes a lot of Americans to stand on business, even if they're wrong, stand on their ego, stand on whatever it is that they're pushing because they don't want to backtrack. You know, at the end of the day, why does this woman deserve so much money? How is her family in danger? Even if with this video going viral, if she wouldn't have made that GoFundMe page and just rolled off into the breeze, people would have stopped talking about this. But because she raised so much money for this, it's clear as day that yes, America has problems with racism still. It hasn't gone away. We know the systemic issues that we have. We know the problems of infrastructure that we have here in my hometown. What are the areas that got hit the worst? Where the poor people are. Who is more likely to be poor? People of color. This is a real issue. Where's the insurance located? Where the money is. on the north side in St. Louis. A lot of that is never going to get picked up. A lot of these people are never going to get anything back because they don't have insurance because they're poor. And that is more likely to impact Black people and brown people and people of color. So yes, we still have a major issue with racism in this country, and this story highlights it. What do you think?
Man, very well said, brother. So, Jackson, I'm going to go back to the culture point you made. Because the people who are making the contributions, they're bigots. Now, they'll tell you they're not bigots, they're not racist. Some of them will flat out say it. But most of them will contextualize this moment as this is about stopping cancel culture. When the culture or the society responded and said, it is wrong to do this to a child. They say, oh, this is cancel culture. Now, that's ironic because that's coming from the masters of cancel culture. There is no culture who has attempted to cancel more cultures than the culture of white bigots. None. From colonization to eliminating funding and everything else in between. So the cancel culture dynamic is interesting because it gives them a way out. It gives them an argument against the racist category, and now you're racist adjacent. We'll call it, we're anti-cancel culture. And the second dynamic is that the bigots, they don't give a damn about her. She says, you had my back. Ma'am, they don't know you, ma'am.
You're right.
What do you mean they had your back? It's sad that they didn't have the child's back. But see, the vast majority of people don't think like you all. The vast majority of people actually cared that a child was aggressively talked to and ridiculed, and you utilize bigoted remarks. Most people actually will say you are wrong, ma'am. You have people who are simply using you as a proxy. Other bigots are vicariously living through you. They wish they were in that position, but because they have maybe a job or whatever, they want to live through you. They want to make you their champion. And lastly, I would say this, madam, you got your money. I'm glad you made sure we knew you got paid. According to you, you have a child, at least one, right? So here's what you have done. You're raising this child. Maybe you have more. Forever memorialized on the planet Earth is your bigotry. Your bigotry and the acceptance of that bigotry. The way you treated a child, the way you accepted money and benefited from this. You see, there is going to come a point where your child or children will learn who they will not be because of who you are. You have time to change the narrative, but this won't help you. And those will be the most important people in your life. You won't give a damn about those folks who gave you money if your child doesn't want to talk to you. All right.
100%.
Man. Yeah.
So we got one more video. She had a little bit of a message for her supporters. So let's go ahead and check that out before we move on to the next segment.
I also just want to say how proud I am of everybody and just showing what can happen if we tribe up and if we stick together and if we keep fighting back. Our future, our existence depends on standing up for ourselves and not backing down. And we just have to keep on going. There's no other option. I mean, what else are we going to do? You can't be afraid of words. Don't be afraid of the people who are so fragile to a word. We are in the process of looking for a home. We have looked at some, getting out of the state and starting a new life. And I want to have a quiet life. I don't plan on, being an influencer. I don't plan on doing interviews. That's just not something that I would ever want to do. It's not on my agenda. So maybe someday, but I don't foresee it happening anytime soon.
Okay, well, that we have yet to see what's up with that, because you saw she left the door open. I don't really plan on being an influencer, but hey, man, maybe I can make some money. You just made $1 million almost. Well, I saw somebody say that she up to like $1 million now. So there's a lot more money where that came from, especially in this space, especially with the right wing. But at the end of the day, I think that white people, and just historically in the country, what's considered white, at the end of the day, white is not about skin color, it's about status. Have done a very good job sticking together. And, at the end of the day, the browning of America, y'all gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be okay. But yeah, I think that this woman, we probably are gonna see her again. I wouldn't be surprised if all the right wing outlets want to interview her. She said she's not interested in fame, but there she is.
Yeah. When they offer her the money for the interviews and that cash starts to dwindle down, there will be a great awakening. This will resurface. All of a sudden, she has a book coming out, et cetera, et cetera. The saddest thing about this is that she doesn't see herself in the context of what is. And that is simple. She's being awarded by individuals who only gave her that award or that contribution because she said the N-word to a black baby.
That's like it. 10 times. Like 10 times. Not once.
That's it.
Right.
There you go. All right. Very sad.